So today I'm going to do a very quick demonstration. It's going to be using some acrylic paint. I'm actually going to be using the Pebeo acrylic paints. They're high viscosity, but I'm going to use them a little bit thinner in this instance and see what we can come up with, keeping it really simple, really achievable and really quick. So bear with. Okay. So the first mix I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some of my black with some of the blue. Let's have a little more. I want this to be a nice deep blue. It's a lovely rich blue, this one. This is their primary cyan. Just blending that through, and as I come through I'm going to be picking up more of the blue and less of the black. In fact, put that down because I'm just picking up the blue now. Then I'm going to mix some of the blue. I'm just starting to add a little bit of white into my mix. So what I'm going to do here is lurch at you. Clean my brush and just dry it off. So I want a clean brush, but I want it damp, but I don't want it wet. So I've just given it a bit of a brush. And I'm going to blend this through. Few bits and spots of gaps here, so I'm just making sure it's all fully covered where I want it to be. Oh, didn't want to pick up the black, I wanted to pick up some white. How do you go so far away from what you want? Okay, I'm going to come in now. I'm still using a bit of the blue in amongst it. It's not totally white, but I'm just picking up some of this white. And I want to scumble. So I'm using the side of the brush when I say scumble. Going clean and dry my brush off. Just fluffing that out a little bit. How are you looking up there? You're doing all right. Then I've got an old brush here that I'm using. It's quite a stiff brush, and I'm going to pick up some of the blue white that I just used. And I want to sprinkle some stars in my sky. So I'm starting off with this soft blue rather than bright white. Then I'm going to pick up some brighter white. Too much water on my brush. I'm going to put in a tiny little bit of yellow. Again, just get different coloured stars. Let's have a few red stars as well, just a very few. I think I've probably overdone the red stars. Take a few of those out. There we go, I'm happy with that. The other thing you can do is I've got this little tool here, and I can just put a little bit of white paint on the tip of that. So if I wanted to put a few bigger stars in, if you want to do a particular constellation, I'm not trying to do that here, I don't have the time for that, but this is just dotting a few bigger stars into the mix. Then we're going to come down here. Like I said, this is all in real time, very, very quick. Let's get some black silhouette here of our hillside. A little bit more. I'm just going to use again the side of my brush to give a rough sort of, like there's trees atop these hills. Them are hills. Then I'm going to come back to my lighter blue. So I've still got the black on my brush. I'm adding some blue and some white. So I'm getting this sort of deep blue in here. And this is just to soften. This is the simplest way of doing this, just to soften this. And then I'm going to pick up some of my white again. I've just picked it up and mixed it into the middle of what I was using. We have a little moonlight on a little stream coming forward. Just need to come to a finer brush for a minute. Just making sure this is all flat and level. And coming back to my black. So there we have a little moonlit scene. Well, moonlit, starry. I've got a couple of things I need to just touch up. Can't help myself doing a few little bit of mark making, but I shouldn't. I should just stop. Let's tickle that in and stop. So before I overdo it, just going to stop there. So it's just a bit of colour blending, a bit of splattering, a bit of contrast, and we have this little river by night. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me.